Fuck Chael Sonnen. If you didn't see it, Rampage's son, Raja Jackson, came into the ring, as was planned, during a professional wrestling show, and tried to murder a wrestler in the middle of the ring. Now, if you didn't see the incident, I'm sure you did. There's multiple videos on it by The Weasel, Wade Concept, MMA Guru, ITP MMA. Loads of videos about it. Go watch it, then so you understand the situation. But basically, Rampage Jackson's son tried to murder a pro wrestler in the middle of the ring because he got rage baited by his chat on his kick stream. So, this isn't about the situation, this is about Chael Sonnen somehow trying to find a way to defend Raja Jackson. He starts off saying, I know this young man, I like him, and I know him to be quite polite. Newsflash, Chael, that doesn't matter. He tried to murder someone. If one of my friends tried to murder someone because they were getting rage baited, they wouldn't be my friend anymore. Okay? I would not be trying to defend them, and I hope everyone else would do the same. He was getting called a wuss by teenagers on his chat, and that's why he did what he did. That is not a good excuse. Chael Sonnen goes on to say that Raja came into the ring with his wits about him. Raja came into the ring planning to assault this man. Psycho Stu is his name, I forgot to mention. He came in there with a plan to slam him to the ground and punch him as much as he wanted. He's on video saying this. He came in there angry, losing his temper, annoyed, because a load of teenagers were calling him a wuss. When talking about the slam, Chael goes on to say that the landing was not great and Psycho Stu lost a level of consciousness. You think? You think the landing wasn't great? He got slammed on the back of his head. Full force. There was no pullback of any kind. There was no remorse. He tried to slam him through the mat. He said, Raja is working out the spot the way it was planned. No. He's working out his spot the way he planned it. He's working out how many times he's going to punch this guy in the head before he gets tackled to the ground. That's what he was concerned about. He was concerned about breaking this guy's jaw, breaking his face, giving him lifelong brain damage. That's what Raja Jackson was concerned about. This was not planned on both ends. They agreed for Raja to get involved. They didn't agree for Raja to try and kill this guy. Chael says, these were hard shots. You don't say. And he says, it did not appear Raja had lost his temper, and it did not appear that these were being done out of anger. Excuse me? What? No. These were 100% out of anger. And Chael, you know the context because you spoke about it. You spoke about the context at the end of your video. You talked about the context. You know the context. You know this was done out of anger. Out of rage. Lying, Chael. You are lying. Chael says, it appears Raja marked out for his own gimmick and really begins laying those shots in, but those shots are done out of anger. Marked out for his own gimmick? What are these? Why are you trying to use these insider wrestling terms when you know you have a majority MMA fan base? Trying to word it in a way to make it not seem as bad, to seem like, oh yeah, he's just playing a character, he's just doing a wrestling thing. No, this is not a wrestling thing. This was a violent assault, he says. You have no ability to get into the mind of the DA or the juror unless you understand emotion versus action. Okay. The emotion was getting rage baited like a 12-year-old in the park, and the action was violently assaulting someone. There you go. Done that for you, Chael. The action is supposed to look like he slammed him on the back of his head. He did slam him on the back of his head, and he did it with full force and full intent to slam him on the back of his head. He goes on to talk about when you cross the already blurred line, talking about professional wrestling blurring the lines between fiction and reality. This was no blurred line. There is no There is no bloodline here. There is no storyline here. This is not. This is not. They're not building to anything. This is not a wrestling thing. This is a real thing. This is a real incident. This is real violence. This is real anger, real aggression. And this guy has got some serious issues. Serious issues. Sometimes shots get through. He's talking about in wrestling, sometimes when you're pretending to throw a punch, you actually hit someone. He wasn't trying to fake a punch. He was trying to break his jaw and give him a concussion to an unconscious wrestler on the ground, that being Psycho Stu. He compares it to a famous incident between two wrestlers. Brock Lesnar was involved, where Brock Lesnar got kneed in the head for real by accident, and then Brock Lesnar punched the other wrestler back, the other wrestler being Braun Strowman. He punched him for real in the head quite strong. Why are you making these comparisons? It's not the same. This was not agreed upon. This was not an accident. This was not incidental. This was on purpose. And you know that, Chael. He then goes on to explain the whole context of, Psycho Stu smashing a fake can over Raja's head because Psycho Stu thought that Raja Jackson was another wrestler because he saw the cameras of the live stream. He thought they were going to build a storyline or something like that. He didn't know Raja was not a wrestler, and then Raja was getting all angry, saying, "Oh, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna mess you up." No. Idiot, bro. Idiot. Chael goes on to say, the guys told him get even in the ring. That is wildly open to interpretation what that means. And now Chael explains that what the wrestlers meant was go make it look good, embarrass him in front of the crowd. They didn't mean go out and hurt him. Chael, you explained that well. That's what the wrestlers meant. But anyone would have understood not to actually kill him at a wrestling event. A professional wrestling show. Where everyone knows it's predetermined. Everyone knows it's not real. Everyone knows the guys don't really hate each other. So don't try and make it out to seem like Raja didn't know what they meant. Raja didn't know he wasn't supposed to actually punch him and try and kill the guy with 30 unconscious, unanswered punches. He goes on to compare it to Big Show and Floyd Mayweather, where Big Show, he's 7 feet tall and 500 pounds. He told Floyd Mayweather, who doesn't wrestle, he tells him, oh yeah, just punch me as hard as you want, make it look real. But Big Show is 500 pounds and 7 feet tall. Floyd Mayweather is a midget compared to Big Show. That's the difference. Chael says, if Stu said it was part of the spot, the police look like fools. But Stu's not going to say that, is he? Because he's in the hospital, and you know this. You know he's in the hospital, because you've followed the situation. You followed the story. You know he's in the hospital, Chael. Chael says, is he going to stick to kayfabe and stick to the character? What? Stick to kayfabe and stick to the character? He's in hospital after being punched 20 times unconscious. Why are you doing this, Chael? Why? What? How much money have you been paid by Rampage to say this and defend his son? Chael says, is Stu willing to light a fire to his career or get retribution on Raja? Light a fire by exposing the wrestling business? Is that what you mean by light a fire to his career? Like the WWE are now doing on Netflix, showing all the behind the scenes, like was shown on stream, with all the wrestlers being friends backstage? Is this what you mean? By Psycho Stu smashing an obviously fake can on Raja's head? Is that what you mean? What would you mean is Stu willing to light fire to his career and get retribution on Raja? Raja tried to kill him in the middle of the ring over teenagers rage baiting him on kick. Get that through your head. On the indie scene, you now have the making of a good angle. I hate you, Chael. What do you mean good angle? What do you mean good angle? Raja tried to kill this guy in the middle of the ring. Why are you defending him? Why? How much did Rampage beg you to do this? How much did Rampage offer you to do this? To defend his son? Why? This Chael, you must have been getting paid to do this. Unless your family has been kidnapped and you have been forced to say this, otherwise they will be killed. That is the only way anyone will ever forgive you for saying this. That is the only reasonable explanation for you saying this. I'm making these predictions without having the news that Psycho Stu is injured. You know Psycho Stu is injured. You are lying. You are lying, Chael. I used to feel bad you never won a world title because you were so entertaining. And you made so much money for the UFC. You were such a company man. And you helped build the sport. You helped create fans for the sport. I'm not that old. I've looked back and watched your old clips. When I watched them, I became a fan of you, Chael. We all did. We all became fans of you. Whether we watched you come up live, or years later, we went back and watched your old stuff. You disappointed us all, Chael, because you tried to defend an attempted murder. Screw you, Chael.